Efendim hem moderatörümüze hem de panelistlerimize teşekkür ediyoruz. Süreyi de çok verimli kullandıkları için ayrıca teşekkür ediyoruz. Ve zirvemiz önemli bir konuşmacı ve önemli bir konuyla devam ediyor. Gelecek varlıklar, future assets. Which new instruments are in focus in the future of instruments, and what will be the impact of these instruments on this ecosystem? To learn the answers to this and many other questions, I would like to invite very special name in future assets, Ali Yusuf. Please to the stage, Ali. Evet. Yatırımın geleceğinde hangi enstrümanlar odakta ve bu enstrümanların ekosistemde etkisi ne olacak? Ali Yusuf sizlerle.
Thank you. All right. Hi everyone, nice to meet you. Merhaba, I should say. I'm trying to learn a bit of Turkish while I'm here. My name is Mo. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a company called Fuze. I'm here from Dubai, very excited to be here. I think firstly, thank you to ForInvest for having me, and thank you to Denise Bey for helping me find this place as well. So we talked a bit about future assets, digital assets, cryptocurrencies. It's all similar. I want to talk a bit about why all of these things are really the future of investing and the future of financial infrastructure. I'm going to try and speak a bit slowly. You know what? If there's any questions, just raise your hand. I can try and clarify as I'm going through. I think first what I want to do is to set the stage. I want to take you back, way, way, way back. So this picture is from the year 1900, 123 years ago. In Paris, they had something called the Exposition Universelle, and this was a conference where there were 46 countries and 50 million people who came. And the concept was to talk about the future of the world, the future of technology. Even Turkey had a stand here, and there was 46 other countries. At this conference, they introduced things like the diesel engine, the escalator, and many other inventions that we think about today. So at the exposition, what they did was they actually got an artist to draw what the future would be like 100 years in the future, in the year 2000. And this artist sat down, and he's released a number of pictures, what he thinks the future would be. And this is one of the pictures. Does anyone know what this is? Any guesses? Sorry? FaceTime, exactly. So you think this is what we live with today, right? And you think about how 100 years ago, somebody thought people could speak on a microphone, look in a camera, and talk to somebody in real time. How about this one? Any ideas? Audiobooks. Anybody else? So this is e-learning, right? Today in classes, if anyone here has kids, you know, iPads are a very big part of normal life. Kids may take their devices to school, or they might have their devices at home, but everything you see on the left side, he's putting the books into a machine, and the kids have these earphones on. And this is very much normal today. So now, thinking forward, I want you to think into the future. What is finance going to look like 10 years, 100 years forward? And we really believe that a big part of what's going to be investing, what's going to be payments, is going to be cryptocurrencies or digital assets. We are still very early. You know, there's still a lot of issues, a lot of things that we have to fix. But if you look at the growth of cryptocurrencies today, it's the same growth as internet adoption. If you think of internet adoption back in the year 1996, 1999, people, you know, were saying in the newspaper that email is bad. Nobody's going to use email. Nobody will use the internet. At the same time, people today are saying that cryptocurrency is dangerous. It has scams, it has fraud, and people should not be using it. But if we look, let me go forward one slide, I'll come back. If we look at what's happening in Turkey today, you know, the total trading volume in Turkey is $170 billion. $170 billion. So while I used to be a banker as well, I used to be in fintech, and I used to think that, you know, banks will last forever, people are not going to change, but customers in Turkey are showing us that they are open to investing in digital assets, or in future assets, they want these products, right? If you look at the number of customers, I've seen between 10 to 15 million active monthly users in cryptocurrency. The great thing about blockchain is everything is visible, so you can track everything. Now, if 15 million people in Turkey are buying cryptocurrency and future assets today, when it's expensive, when it's not safe, when you have to worry about your keys and your wallets and all these complicated things, what happens when we make it simple? We make it easy for people to invest in future assets without having to think about security and all these other things. So just going back a second. So when I think about future assets, it's a few things. You have cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, like Ethereum. You have a stable coin like Tether. This is actually the largest market for Tether in the world, right? Turkey overall, in terms of cryptocurrency investing, is number 3 in the world. The 3rd biggest market after US and one more market, Turkey is number 3. People are buying USDT or stablecoin, which is essentially a 1-for-1 to the US dollar, because number one, it's hard to get dollars in Turkey, and people want to hedge against inflation and the lira coming down. But also, in comparison to me holding a dollar, I can hold a stable coin and I can earn yield. I can generate interest on that without having to go to a bank. Then you have CBDCs, which is central bank digital currencies, and you have tokenized real-world assets. These things are all blockchain-based technology, right? And the benefit of blockchain-based technology is that it's interoperable, so you can trade or send to and from anyone globally. It's real time. And when I mean real time, it's not like a Visa, MasterCard transaction when it's real time. The settlement, the actual movement of value from one party to another party is in real time. And finally, it's 24/7. So if it's National Day, if banks are closed on weekends, that doesn't matter. If it's 4 o'clock in the morning, this transfer of value happens in real time and it's instant. And all of this, as I said, is pinned by blockchain technology. There's, in fact, a number of companies globally that are investing in digital assets, that are launching new products around investments, around payments, around lending. 40% of the S&P 500, which is the most valuable companies in the US, are now launching projects or investing in different types of products and services that leverage blockchain technology. If you look at Citibank and JP Morgan, they've recently announced that they've launched their own stablecoin or their own token. So if you are a customer of Citibank in the US and you want to settle a partner who's also with Citibank in London, you can do that on a Sunday morning in real time, and it can be millions and millions of dollars. I'm not talking just about retail payments. If you look at PayPal, PayPal has launched their own stablecoin, realizing that when you use PayPal to pay a business, the business needs the money now. They don't want to wait for Monday morning to receive a settlement. So they can get real-time, instant transfer of payments without having to worry about borders, without having to worry about weekends and all these other restrictions. And I'm sure people here know, it's not only banks and investment companies, but Nike and some of the other brands are all doing things in terms of loyalty, in terms of tokenizing debt, tokenizing bonds. One of the cool companies that I met out of Brazil, they've taken Brazilian government debt and they're now tokenizing that. So imagine previously countries would have to go to the World Bank, IMF, get a loan that would be 15, 20% in order to raise sovereign debt for their country. Now the Brazilian government has taken debt bonds, they've tokenized it, and they've issued that to retail and institutions. So I now, as an individual investor, can buy a small piece of Brazilian debt in dollars. Right? So these are, depending on your risk appetite, there's a lot of different assets, a lot of different investments that you can actually go and leverage. So I think this was very interesting to me, right? Because again, many of us are bankers in this room. When you land in Istanbul airport, you see traditionally signs of Visa or MasterCard, right? These companies, very big billion-dollar companies, are investing in putting signs in every single airport. Now when you go to Istanbul airport, you will see signs for BTC Turk or Parabul. So you have to ask yourself, if these cryptocurrency companies, if these investment platforms are spending so much money to market to customers, what is it that we are missing? This shows that the average Turkish investor, the average Turkish population wants cryptocurrencies. They want to invest in this asset class. They are curious about it, and the numbers don't lie, but this also shows that there is something that we should be doing. We need to make it simpler, we need to make it easier, and we have to offer this future assets investing to the everyday Turkish citizen. So let's quickly talk about Fuze. So Fuze is a B2B2C platform. So we enable banks, fintechs, and brokerages to launch future asset or cryptocurrency investing directly through their app. So we are always in the background. We take care of the licensing, the regulatory, compliance, KYT, security, all these things. And we allow companies to launch just the front end so customers can invest. Initially, the products are, Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, all these things. But moving forward, I was talking to a gentleman today in Turkey, and he's launching tokenization of ships. So you, as a retail investor, can have a small piece of a ship. You can own a small piece of a real estate building in Dubai. You can own a bond from the Brazilian government. So all these things should be tokenized. You will be able to buy through your favorite investment platform, through your favorite bank, through your favorite fintech, while Fuze is providing all of the infrastructure in the background. And the reason why we've built it as B2B2C is because we realize that the biggest thing in financial services is trust. People have lost trust in crypto. People want ways to invest that's easy with a partner that they can trust. And so we believe that customers trust their banks, they trust investment platforms like ForInvest, and this is what they're good at. And so what we want to do is we want to be that enablement platform behind some of these companies. We are API first, we're very cost effective, and we're very, very secure. I'll talk about some of the things around security next. From a marketing perspective, so we are based in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. We have a license from the Dubai regulator for cryptocurrencies or future assets. We also have an office in Lithuania. We are also registered as an authorized dealer of future assets in Lithuania. And we are also registered with the AML authority here in Turkey. Right? So everything that we do is regulated, everything that we do is compliant, and we are here to serve the Turkish market with any business that wants to launch future assets investing. And the last point is super important. We really believe that future assets is going to do well across this region and specifically in Turkey. There's a reason that Turkey is the #3 biggest market for cryptocurrency investing. It's because, I think everyone knows that Turkey in general has led the way when it comes to banking. Your mobile banking is better. Your internet banking has been years ahead of anything I've seen in Dubai. And if you look at the issues in the US and Europe around their financial infrastructure and how it's struggling and how it's very old, Turkey continues to lead when it comes to innovation in financial services. And this is one of the reasons why we believe that future assets and digital assets investing and payments and everything when it comes to blockchain technology is going to be #1 in Turkey. And that's why we're here. Just quickly more about us. So our investors are Further Ventures. Denise Bey, who was on stage earlier, they are an Abu Dhabi-backed venture company. We also have Liberty City Ventures out of New York. They are one of the oldest investment companies in future assets since 2011. And we have a very strong balance sheet. So we are here to stay. We're doing things properly. We're doing things right because we have a very long-term view on this sector. And we believe that this is going to be the next trillion-dollar opportunity. And I'm proud to invest that we're speaking to ForInvest. We're looking to partner with them. Soon you will be able to buy, hold, and sell virtual assets or future assets directly from the ForInvest application. This is not what it's going to look like, but I just wanted to give you an idea, right? So again, we want to remove the complexity. If customers want to diversify their investment, if they want to buy a little bit of Bitcoin, or they want to buy a little bit of Ethereum, they can do that directly through the ForInvest platform without having to worry about how do I get my Lira into the application? Do I have to go to the Grand Bazaar and buy Tether? How do I manage my keys and my wallets and all this stuff? We want to make it as simple and easy as possible so every person who wants to have a bit of exposure to investing in this asset class can. And so the reason why we're really bullish on this is if you look at the returns, the first chart on the left shows you the return of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin in 2023 has outperformed gold, has outperformed NASDAQ, has outperformed almost every single asset class, growing 80% in 2023. So while there's a lot of skepticism and people are still unsure whether they should invest in cryptocurrencies or not, Bitcoin has performed very, very well. And so the second thing I want to share with you, and I think everyone here knows this, is the decline of the Lira against the US dollar. And the reason why 50% of all Turkish future asset investing is USDT, which is a stable coin that's pegged to the US dollar, is because it becomes a nice hedge against inflation. And you don't have to hold physical currency in your safe or put it underneath your bed. You can just buy a stable coin, you can keep it in your wallet or your platform, and it becomes a nice way for you to hedge against the local currency. Finally, when it comes to security, we are a regulatory conservative company. We want to make sure that we are compliant. I've got my head of risk here, Ali Yusuf here, sitting with me because we want to be risk averse, we want to be compliant, and really follow all the rules. We are SOC 2 Type 1 and Type 2 compliant. We are ISO certified. We have a full team that does 24/7 monitoring of all the activity, making sure that any cryptocurrency that a user buys through the Fuze platform is not doing anything illegal. We're tracking the wallets. All of our data is held here onshore in Turkey. We have the best technology when it comes to custody of the asset and really making sure that we rebuild a lot of that trust that has been lost since things like FTX happened and some of the other bad things in cryptocurrency happened. I think that's it. Very happy to be here. I'm going to be here the whole day and happy to meet all of you. Thank you so much.